Ahoy there! Hi! How you doing? This is normally the domain of the GamerTronShow, but he's currently taking the night off after having risked his life pulling a man from a burning building. I really gotta learn to shorten the fuse on those things. I owe you one, Tron. Let it be known, at present time, with all known knowns and known unknowns, I fully intend to purchase No Man's Sky and play the ever-loving bejesus out of it. It hasn't been all great news for the new IP, of course. I dislike the price hike, which is mostly gouging and an overcharge of opportunity in my eyes, and I know there are concerns on replayability, depth, and overall amount of stuff to do. Sure, there's a ton you can do, but do you think you can do it that long? Giggity. That said, I'm optimistically hoping for the same type of awesome experience Doom fans received in their single-player campaign, and I'm totally going to be playing No Man's Sky at launch. But I have zero interest in pre-ordering. And granted, pre-orders have almost always burned me in the past. We got Steam now that will allow us a full refund, but costs and return hassles aren't my main issue in this case. It's this. Pre-order incentives. Just what? No, I already had incentive. I'm still willing to pay the now AAA title cost for a super hyped indie property. I don't need incentive. What I need is a loan to afford the bloody game in the first place. That's what I need. Though maybe this gift was supposed to assuage cost concerns and reward the loyal. But that doesn't jive with me either. From what we knew years ago, and still only know now, is the bulk of the game seems to be you explore a planet, collect some materials, name some species, something naughty, and upgrade your ship on your path to the center of the universe. I don't know what's there or why we're even trying to get at it, but man, I do not envy the person who breaks it to everyone on Tumblr that they are not actually at the center of it already. My issue with this pre-order gift is, it just gives you a supercharged ship. It's equipped with, quote, an upgraded hyperdrive and increased firepower, end quote. So you'll be able to jump to further planets faster and attack or defend yourself better than those who don't. You got this odd duality here of course those who invested early should be rewarded as both the thanks to their cash and monetary show of faith in the project, but also to encourage others on the fence to fork over their cash and get some space swag. But this isn't a great compromise, at least not in my opinion. They can do whatever the heck they want, they're making the game, but if the current known backbone of this game is exploration and upgrading your ship, you just actively lost incentive to do so by getting this as a gift. By using the ship early, you're rushing to the end game of a game we already have issues with not knowing what or how long that end game really lasts. This is equivalent to getting a brand new book and the author thanks you for your fandom by telling you to skip to chapter 2 because you already know the gist of things. Well, what's the point of chapter 1 then? I'll miss out on the details and nuances, atmosphere, mythos you painstakingly put there for me to enjoy. It might not be a masterpiece by the end of sentence 1, but you'll have masterfully planted seeds you expect us to sow in the coming chapters. Jumping ahead throws the pacing all to hell. And why would I even want to jump ahead? If I waited this patiently, I'd purposely take in the sights and go about it in a methodical manner to not rush the process. As expansive as open world games are, they will always run dry after a certain amount of time, and cutting to the front of the line could very well hurl us to that expiration date even faster. As Tron himself said in a B3 podcast, which you should totally watch and listen to, promotion, free plug, stuff like this only destroys player progression. It also opens up other shady lines of questioning most developers would wish to avoid outright. Why are they willing to let folks jump ahead? Is the first tier of content that lackluster compared to the end? Is it just filler content? Should they then instead focus on polishing that intro a bit more by comparison? Can of Worms continues. It's fairly similar to other brain-dead promotional stuff they like to pull, like when they brand something outside of their game, or worse, take something out of their game and repackage it as DLC. Not only do tactics like this in no way benefit the gamer, but you're also tying the creator's hands behind their back in the process. That extra out-of-game stuff can't be too amazing, or it'll take off fans since it wasn't just baked into the game in the first place. And if it's too boring, they'll ask why it was even needed to exist in the first place. So you're walking this fine line on a tightrope between not awesome and not boring, and it almost never ends well. I can't honestly think of a time it did end well, but you know someone's in the comments who's that guy at parties and they'll be like, actually Psycho, you'd be remiss to forget. You know what? That's great you know that, and I'm proud of you. Really I am, but I gotta wrap this video up before I go on a rant. But good news, Tron loves getting comments, so just leave them addressed to him in as much detail and as often as possible. Actually, it's about that time again, so comment, like, share, like, and subscribe. I'm PsyCoCinematics, filling in for the Gamertron. Links all up in that description. If you want some top-tier Warframe guides and various Let's Plays with some of the type of stuff you just heard, give my channel a look-see and a subscribe, and I'll be happy to have you. Be sure to like and share this video, as Tron needs him a new pair of, actually, I don't moccasins or something? I don't know what they do in Canada. Gilded acorns? Maple laced pine cones? Oh, bacon! They got the bacon! How could I forget the bacon? Tron needs to bring home that bacon, so make sure you like, comment, share, comment, favorite, comment, all that great stuff. Until next time, Legion, take care.